When Taylor Swift and her boyfriend of 6 years, actor Joe Alwyn, were first rumored to be broken up, fans were really upset. We first heard word about this from Entertainment Tonight after they heard from a source that their relationship ended. People absolutely refused to believe that this really happened. One person commented on the article and said, "Delete it please. There's a lot of people asking to delete it. Please, several people asking, please delete it. We beg you, there are people feeling sick seeing this. There are people crying, delete it please. Delete it please, there are people feeling sick with this. Everyone's asking you delete." After the breakup with Joe Alwyn was confirmed, Taylor was seen with a different guy, and this guy has been known for multiple notable scandals. The guy is reported to be Matty Healy of the 1975. And just so that you know that this really is happening, while Taylor is on her Eras tour in Nashville, the 1975 are performing in the Philippines, where Matty Healy goes on stage and mouths the words, "This is for you, you know who you are, I love you." Right after that, Matty was at Taylor's Eras tour in Nashville. He was seen at Taylor's friend box, and then she mouthed to the camera, "This one's about you, you know that, I love you." But there's more. On May 7th, Matty was seen at Taylor Swift's show and described as melting to Taylor Swift's performance. And all the while, Gigi Hadid is like rubbing his shoulders and smiling. And then the last thing that really seals the deal on this is that they were both photographed in a car on the way to Taylor's condo. So people's response to the both of them dating ranges all the way from denial to viscerally horrified. And I think everybody has their own reasons for that. But one thing that keeps being brought up is Matty Healy's past and his reputation. So some of the controversies that Matty Healy had been in the center of a few days after the death of George Floyd, Matty tweeted, "If you truly believe that all lives matter, you need to stop facilitating the end of black ones." And then he linked a 1975 song. And people called him out for this, for being insensitive, and overall this being a really bad time to promote his music. Matty then took down this tweet and then tweeted again, trying to say that this song also talks about racism and that's why he was linking it. But people still thought that this was inappropriate. So this January, Matty Healy went on a podcast where it was a whole show. He was just being very disrespectful, talking about Ice Spice and speculating about her race and being disrespectful.
Yeah, that's what Ice Spice is like.
She's a very attractive woman that released one song and basically
So you slide in your DMs, you're like, so what are you, a fucking Eskimo or something?
Yeah.
Just this chubby Chinese lady.
And this was considered so offensive that Apple Music and Spotify actually took that episode down. He had also very casually said some racist/misogynistic things.
I don't think it's a racist thing to say.
I'm not racist, I'm not a bigot, I'm a bit of a dickhead maybe, but it isn't. Like, I'm not an ist.
So what is your biggest fear and biggest vice?
These are quite heavy questions for girls dressed like you do.
Another thing is that Matty Healy is known for making out with fans, and like very publicly so. On one show, he was actually sucking someone's fingers. He was also eating a piece of raw meat on stage, and then he said, "Sorry if you came with your dad and I was touching my blank." And perhaps one of the biggest reasons why fans are so mad is because Matty Healy had actually talked about Taylor Swift in a very unflattering way when he was interviewed and asked about their relationship like a few good years ago when it was rumored that they had something going on. So this was in 2016 and he was answering questions at an interview and he said, "It's not really anything to talk about because if she wasn't Taylor Swift, we wouldn't be talking about her. She wasn't a big impact on my life. It's just interesting to me how interested the world is about Taylor Swift." And when asked whether he's worried about losing himself in a relationship, he replied, "Yeah, absolutely. If I had gone out with Taylor Swift, I would have been no. I am not being Taylor Swift's boyfriend. You know, that." That's also a man thing, a emasculating thing. So this comment from Matt Healy at the time received a lot of backlash for being misogynistic. Perhaps the worst one is that he did a Nazi salute on stage as he was singing the words, "Thank you, Kanye, very cool." So the funny thing is about Matty Healy is that there are people saying that what he does is the opposite of what he means. Fans were of course horrified, but people close to him said that this was not his intention and that he was doing that as he was singing lyrics about Kanye West and that this was a way of mocking Kanye West and anti-Semitism.
Really hard to actually get to the bottom of who Matty Healy is or understand what he even stands for himself. Because just as much as there are listicles online that outline every controversial thing Matty Healy has done, the bizarre thing is there are so many listicles online that outline all of the ways he's stood up for people and all of the incredible ways he's used his voice across his career. He's either this like angel that really supports causes that need him, or he's doing really hurtful, damaging shit on podcasts and up on stage.
It's like deeply confusing. Like, for example, he's vocally supported abortion rights, LGBTIQ rights, environmental issues. He's spoken out about gun violence. The 1975 have said they won't perform at festivals unless they have equal gender representation. Like, I think it's all just to say it's layered and nobody really knows exactly who Matty Healy is, I think. But in the context of him dating Taylor Swift, it's not the obvious choice for mine.
It's not the obvious choice at all.
Because we're talking about my mother, Taylor Swift, right here, I'm gonna try to defend him. Matty Healy apologists would say that he is a educated, woke, and well-moraled man who actually stands up for what's right. And once you really figure out who he is, you see that he is just a provocateur who says things to get a rise out of people and then will backpedal and win people's love back by saying the politically correct opinion that he actually means.
The thing that bums me out with Kanye is that, like, has mental health issues. That's not an excuse to, like, do anti-Semitism.
Something crazy is that right when they started dating in February, he deleted his Twitter. And when one of his fans asked him why, he said, because the era of him being a is coming to an end. So maybe he's cleaning up his act for Taylor, because we know Taylor loves a London boy, but she doesn't love a London wanker.
Personally, I don't understand why he would need to do all that just to stand up for the right thing. I feel like it also just blurs the lines of what is okay to say. It's also possible that he does this to get attention. As for why they're dating and the future of their relationship, Demois got a message from a source and this is what they had to say.
Is this more than just a situationship?
Well, funny you should ask that, Ryan. Because I was having a conversation this morning via text with someone, and they sent me this message that I would like to share with everyone. They say that a source close to the situation says Taylor is interestingly reverting to some of her 1989 post-Calvin Harris ways. The supermodel posse members are coming back into the mix, including Gigi. And Taylor's being wilder and freer than she has since meeting Joe. This source says Matty is partially just her sowing some wild oats. This person says, quote, Matty isn't end game for her. There will be others in the coming year, I am sure.
But yeah, guys, let me know what you think about this whole thing. Are you a Swiftie and does this make you want to scream cry? Or do you think that he could be a good boyfriend to Taylor? Leave me a comment. I would love to know your opinion and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.